Okay, so we're starting by the parentheses. V'ayin mashekosu v'dibur hamaschil v'yikraftem oilo ishay. So over there, look at that mimer. He says, "Dahainu k'moshe kosuv." He says after the noise, when you say "V'oifanim v'chayos hakodesh berash godel," so after the great tumult, so then you have the level of the Shemona Esrei after the excitement before the davening. You come to the level of Eilech Hashem Nafsi Dainu K'Moshe Kosuv. So, what is the level of Shema? Shema is the level in which you have that great excitement, in which you connect to Hashem. And what does it mean, connect to Hashem? The Hainu K'Moshe Kosuv, it as is written, Eilecha Havaya Nafshi Eso. It is to you, Hashem, that I carry my soul. What does it mean? How do you carry your soul to Hashem? That is Lehikolel Machshove B'Machshove, to include my thought in the thought of Hashem. Hashem's thought is Torah, thinking of Torah, thinking of mitzvahs. Those means to include my thought in the thought of Hashem, and also vidibur, including my speech in the speech of Hashem, which means to talk words of Torah, to talk words of davening, to talk things that bring you to Hashem, as the pasuk says, "V'dibarta bom b'shiftcha b'veisachachu." V'zu hi his galus amitis oir ha'ava b'kerev ish b'leiv omik. This is the true revelation of the light of love. Hashem's love is revealed b'kerev ish b'leiv omik, inside of man and deep in the heart. When you include your thought and speech in the speech and thought of Hashem by speaking the words of Torah, etc. But before we do that, Eloshetzorich lahagdim b'chinas harash mib'chinas hachoshech. You have to start first from the level of noise, which means before you can get to the level of being included, it has to be with an excitement. B'chinat harash. The rash is mib'chinat hachoshech. A person that he can't perceive, it's dark, so it's the level of rash that brings him to screaming out. And this is done, as the Gemara relates the story with the queen was asking the rabbi, says, how come these come for the goat? He said to them, it's kibriyosi shel olam. It's like the world was created. How was the world created? First there was darkness, then there came light. Vayhi erev uksiv, vayhi erev, vayhi boiker, yoim echad. In order to get to yoim echad, to have the yoim is light. The light of echad, it has to be first erev, That's the darkness, and then you get to the boiker. You have to have bereisha chashoicha v'hodor nahira. First, you have to experience darkness, and then you get to the light. That's why Vayhi Erev, Vayhi Boker Yom Echad. Erev is Bechinas Choshech. Erev, that's the level of Choshech. That's darkness. V'achar kach haboker oir. Then you come to the morning that has become light. These galus bebechinas Yom begilui bechinas echad. To the revelation of Yom and the revelation of Echad comes only through first experiencing the darkness, first experiencing the rash because of the darkness, and then Vayhi Erev, Vayhi Boker Yom Echad, then you come to Yom Echad. V'ayin Mashe Kosu B'dibur Hamaschil Tachas Asher Loi Avadeto. V'ayin Mashe Kosu B'dibur Hamaschil Inyan Chanukah Be'inyan Baboker Be'etiv Esaneris Chulu. And V'ayin B'zoyhar Bolog Daf Reish Dalet Seif Ahmed Alev Ahmed Beis. V'ayin Mashe Kosu Al Posuk V'yash Ovon Baboker. And V'soif Dibur Hamaschil Lahovin Inyan Habroches. V'ayin B'zoyhar V'yikro Daf Chov Beis Beis. V'ayin Mashe Kosu Seif Dibur Hamaschil V'yedat Hayom. So you say, what follows after the Rash, after the Choshech, follows Oir, as the Pasuk says, V'achar ha'eish koil the mamodaka. So the words he passed. First he said, after the Rash, it was Eish. So he said, Loi ba'eish Hashem. V'achar ha'eish came a koil the mamodaka. That Kamoil Dumama Dako, that is to be the level of davening that follows. Who betfilas Shmoyne Esrei. That's in the davening of the Shmoyne Esrei. When we say Baruch Ato Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam, what is the meaning of Baruch Ato Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam? Sheyehei Baruch v'nimshach. Baruch means it should be drawn down. Bechinas Havaya, Baruch Havaya. The level of Oirin Sof Baruch Hu Ba'atzmai U'Bechvoidei. The level of the blessed Ein Sof in himself, in his honor. And V'tamon Ka'osi Malkochu. That's where the king is. Not in the Rash, not in the Eish, but the Koil de Momadako. The Amida is a silence. It's a silence voice. That is when you have the opportunity to connect to Hashem himself. Baruch Ato Hashem Elokeinu, the Melech, the Gilu Havaya Lemato, and the revelation of Hashem. Baruch Ato Hashem is an Elokeinu Melech HaOlam. This is b'Malchusay. This is in Hashem's kingdom, which is Malchus Kol Elamim. How do we bring it down? Al Yidei Ki Havaya Elokeinu. Baruch Ato, because Havaya is Elokeinu. When we come to Shanachnu B'Telim Elav Yizbarach, he becomes our God. Our God, what does it mean, our God? That we subjugate ourselves to Hashem. Anachnu betelim elav yitbarech. We are subjugating ourselves to Hashem. Anachnu mamshichim, and we are extending gamkein also lihiyos, to be melech ha'olam, we're mamshich in the level of Malchus, and we also bring down that this should be Melech HaOlam, as written elsewhere. So you have, and that's the level of the Amida. Yuvan, and with this we understand Mashekosu al tiruni sha'ani shechar chodes. You don't see me, for I am blackened. It's a double shechar chodes, blackened, as the pasuk says. Al tiruni sha'ani shechar chodes shesh zov fatani hashemesh b'nei imi nicha rubi somuni noitro esakrami karmi sheli loy notarti. This is the pasuk all in Tehillim, in pasuk Vav, in Perek Aleph. So, what is the meaning of shani shechar chodes? It's like 2 times shachor, shechar chodes. Pirush, that means shacharus kefula, a doubled blackness. Why is there a double blackness? Because number one, in of itself, the love that is in the neshama nefesh elikis is hidden. It is not visible, and it's not revealed in the heart. So that's one. That's number one. Number two, v'gam, and on top of that, he mechusa v'levushak. Also, she is covered. So on top of, in essence, being a ahava that is mesuteres, on top of that, it's also dressed up in a garment of a sak, which means shemelubeshes benefesh abahamis. It's dressed up in the animal soul, so that there is no way, no place for the neshama to be revealed. Vim came. So he says like this. So what does it mean? Double, it's hidden. On top of that, it's in a sack. So in came pirush ve'inyan shachrus kefula. What is the meaning of the double shachrus? U'al derech mashe milmato lemailo, milmailo lemato shneim yachdo. This is similar. We said before, the level of darkness is different than the level, the way it is from the perspective from below. To us, darkness is what we can't perceive. And the level of darkness, the way it's from above, anything that is revealed is a level of darkness, because it's at Tzimtzum. And the neshama has both. That's why it's a double shachris. Because from below to above, nikra shachrus. What's called shachrus? Masha einoi musag klal. That which cannot be grasped at all. Umilmailo lemata nikra shachrus. And what is called shachrus when we go from above to below? Mashahu lemato b'madrega. Anything which is a lower madrega is darkened. It's no longer fully light. So you have the darkness, meaning which you can't grasp, and the darkness which is below the level of whatever level we're talking about, low and a lower level when it comes down. It's a tzimtzum. The neshama has both the level of darkness from below. It has the level of darkness from above. Ki'inyan ha'ava hamusuteres. What is the idea of this hidden love? Kivon shehi behela me'oid. So this hidden love, since it is very obscure, very hidden, ulemailo mehaseichel, and it's beyond the seichel, meaning the neshama's intellect cannot grasp that level of love. Is beyond the neshama's intellect. Harei nikras eish shchoira legabe ha'adam. Then that is called the black fire relative to the person. It's black, it's beyond his grasp, it's beyond the person's grasp. And like we say, Boirei Choshech. Boirei, because it's Bria, it is higher than Yitzira, and it is beyond the comprehension of the and the Srafim are there, as we learned before. That's why it is Choshech. Zehu Zadikra Shchel Odom Ki Inyan Boirei Choshech. And Zehu Inyan Choshech Shem Bilmato L'Mayla. And this is the level of Choshech from below to above, which is Choshech, which is beyond the capacity of the person to comprehend. So that's the first level of Ava Mitzad Atzmo Hi Misuteres. On top of that, you go ahead and you take that Ava Misuteres and you bring it down in the Nefesh HaBahamis, in the Levush Sak. So that makes it Shachayra also Milmailo Lemato, Mashi Mechusa, Levusha, Veleveshes, Benefesh Habahamis, and the fact that it is covered and is dressed up in the animal soul. Zahu HaChoshech Shamil Mailo Lemato. That is the Choshech, which is from above to below, which means Shehi Abechinas Shebechina Hayoser Shfeila B'Madrega. That is a level which is most low when we talk about the pasuk in Hachoshech Yichase Oretz. Darkness covers the ground, so that level of the Nefesh Elikis dressing up in the Neshama of Shabamis, that's the lowest level in the Eretz. The same thing in when we say Vachesil Bachoshech Hoylech, which is in Koheles Siman Beis. It is in the darkest of places. That's why it's called dark. It's called dark because it's very dark and far from Hashem. Because every time it goes down, and the more it's covered up, that's a darker place. Ava Pikain, and still, what does the pasuk say? Al tir uni shani shechar b'chodes. Don't look at me that I am blackened, so I am dark. Al tir uni. Don't look at me that way. Ki mashi musuteres mitzad atzmo. And we're going to address both of these blackness that it has, the shchar chodes, the double blackness. We're going to address them both. Kimashi misuteres mitzad atzmo. The fact that the neshama, in essence, is in a level that it is hidden, that it's black and mato, the milo, umipnei sheshizavetani hashemesh. She was tanned by the sun. What does it mean? The sun made her dark. Chinas shemesh. What is the level of shemesh? Ubechinas eish levana. Because there is that white fire That's the Eish, that's the Shemesh. She'ein ha'olam moitzi cholim lekabel. The worlds cannot receive that. It's too powerful. Be'al kain, and therefore, toiv lignois b'mekoyim hachoshech. Shem says he's going to hide in a place where it's dark because they can't receive it. The oil is lignois, to hide it in a place of the choshech, in the eish choyra. V'lochein ha'avo b'chinas choshech v'helem she'einem izgale b'guf. And that's why that level of love is in a level of choshech v'helem mitzad atzma. It is hidden and dark. She'einem izgale b'guf. It's not revealed in guf because it's too profound. It's too high for the guf to be able to be makabel, to accept that level of ahava. And therefore it comes in a way in which it's hidden. That's about the first one. It says now in the parentheses, V'zehu, and then we're going to continue talking the second part, as we're going to explain. But he says now, V'zehu osi milevonon kalo. The kalo comes from Lebanon. The kalo, that's the neshama that's coming to the yid. We're saying the pasuk says in Shir Hashirim, iti milevonon kalo, iti milevonon teshua, with me from the Lebanon, tavoyu teshurim eresh amona, as the pasuk continues there in Shir Hashirim, in Perik Dalet, pasuk ches, is iti milevonon kalo, which means that the kalo, the neshama, comes from the Lebanon. Sheshoresh haneshama b'bechinas Lebanon. The source of the soul comes from the level of Lebanon. V'zehu, and this is the meaning. Also, it says v'noizlim min Lebanon. They drip from the Lebanon. Noizlim hainu b'chinas mazlayu. Noizlim means their mazel of the neshama, which comes to the body. Mokud v'shoyresh haneshama who b'chinas Lebanon, that is comes from the level of Lebanon. Rak kitoiv lignois b'chinas eish shchira. It is good to hide. We take that beautiful Lebanon and we hide it inside the eish shchira, specifically in the neshama v'hu b'chinas yichida. That is in the level of the soul, which is called yichida. Shaboi mislabish nitzutz eliki chulu, in which a godly spark dresses up. So we have in the level of the neshama that eish levana, which dresses up in the eish chayra, in the shama, in that level of yichida. Meshakasu beitz Chaim Shar Mem Aleph Pedi Gimel al Pasik Ani Amarti Elikim Atem Ba'ayin Mashakasu Sev Divre Hamaschil Bi Sivri Lochem Chuluv Afuchul. Inei Berabos B'Shir Hashirim al Pasuk Shchoira Ani Isa. There it says, Shchoira ani kol yemois hashavua. I am black during the weekdays, but v'nova ani b'Shabbos, because the pasuk says Shchoira ani But ונאוה, I'm black, but I'm nava. I'm beautiful. So black, that's kol yemei shavua. And nava ani b'Shabbos. But inyan shebchinas ava hamasuteres hanikra eish chayda, that ava masuteres, which is black, b'chol yemei shavua, we call it the black light. B'chinas hela, that's hidden. V'lachein he b'chinas shchayrani. That's why it's on a level of shchayrani, which is hela. Aval b'Shabbos, but on Shabbos, yoytzo v'nimsheches mehahelem elagili. Shabbos, it goes out from the hidden to the open. Kamesha kosu b'mokem achar, b'dibra maschil, lahovin, Maimer Azal aposik, ki toivim deidecha. B'chein, and also, the Shabbos made begilui mivchinas oilam habriya. It gets openly revealed from the level of oilam habriya, mashenikra beire choshech. That's called beire chodesh, beire choshech. So the beire choshech starts to light on Shabbos. Kenoida me'inyan chotzer apnimis apoyne kodim. It means chotzer apnimis apoyne kodim. We say in Shabbos it opens up that gate. Oh, it's closed all the week, but on Shabbos it opens up. So what does it mean? Bechinas kademoyi yikumon. Stand before Hashem. That's the level of bria. In Shabbos made of an imshachayim misham. So on Shabbos it comes from there to the neshama. That's why Yom Shabbos becomes beautiful, because it's no longer that helem, which consists a whole week during the weekday. And that's why over then it's Shchayra, but Nova on Shabbos. In any event, so we said that the level of Shchayra, that is Be'etzem, because of the descent of the Neshama, that's Altiruni, that is because Shisavtani Hashemesh. Uma Shehi Nichneses Belevush Sak. And the fact that she enters the body, the nefesh habahamis, the guf and nefesh habahamis, and that makes it dark. L'mayla lamata shechar is the second level of shechayra. Zehu be'emes, as the pasuk says further, b'nei imi nochar bi. So that means my mother's children are burning in me. That represents the Yetzer Hara. That yet represents the Nefesh HaBahamis. They're called the B'nai Imi, which keep on trying to stumble the person in Taivas. Hainu HaYetzer Hara. That is the Yetzer Hara, V'hei Cholos, the Klippas Noiga, and the Eicholos of Klippas Noiga. Hamekablim Havshpa Mibchinas Malchus Yisbarach. They get a flow from the level of Malchus. Ki Malchusay Bal Koil Mashallah. So therefore, the Eibishter's Malchus gives everything, even the Klippas get from there. Ba'im bepashas mishpat in Daf Kuf Chof Hey Seif Amud Beis Al Posig Bachalev Imay. And the Haim, and this is the Shoirish Kolamides Rois, that's the root of all the Mides Rois, comes that the fact that the Malchus provides the energy to the Yitzhahara and the Chaz Klippas. So what happens? Haim Shvehaim, and they Nocharubi Neimi Haim. Shoirish kol midas rois, the root of all this midas rois, heim ba'atzmai nocharu boirim b'tavosim eila sheheim bi. They are the ones that are fired up and burning in those taivas that are within the person. The taivas within the person are the fire of the root of the midas rois, which is the Yetzer Hara and the Chosim Flippa. Shenislap should be that were dressed up in me. So it says Nicharu be in me. In other words, it's the person's struggles in them is dressed up the Yetzer Hara. Umehem Teitzei Hara Seilo. From them comes out the bad. But that's the level of all these taivas and the desires where the person experiences the challenges, which comes from the nefesh habahamis, comes from the animal soul. Aval ein poyalim b'nefesh alekis atzmo, but they don't have the impact on the godly soul itself. B'nekudas ahavoso. She remains with the point of the love, while they pose a distraction and they have this nocharu be, but they cannot touch the essence of the love of the godly soul. Shehi tishoyer b'kiyuma v'chazoka. They can't touch that love that should remain in its sustained and strong standing. They can't touch that. That remains. As the pasuk says, I will not give my honor to someone else, which means the nefesh alikis will stay strong, and you can't take it away. The good that you have in your neshama, that's not going to be taken away. La'achar lo yeter. Ayin Barayim Hemna Rish Parshas Tetzaveh Davrish Ayin Vav Aleph Ubepirush Haramasho V'yichoylo Limshoil V'lishleit Alehem, and the Nefesh Alikis can dominate and rule over them. Ulahavcham Min HaKotza LaKotza, and to turn them from one extreme to the other extreme. Eliyas, B'Mesidas Nefesh Mamish, to be total self-sacrifice. Loche Amru Razal Al Poshe Yisrael, and that's why our sages tell us about Poshe Yisrael, about the sinners of Israel, that Gehenim Kola. Gehenim will be finished, but Vehein Einem Kolim, they won't be finished, which means eventually even the Poshe Yisrael are not going to be destroyed. The Nefesh Alikis is going to be stronger. Lefi sheshoidesh nishmosam mibechinas ein sof mamish, because the root of their soul is from the actual Ein Sof, she'ein loy kates v'techla, that has no end and no finish. V'lochein b'nei imi nocharubi. It's b'nei imi, my mother's sons, that fire me up. Pirushem poilim arav kolim. They impact the bad, but they're finished. Mashe'en kain. HaNeshama yichelik elokah, as opposed to the neshama, which is a godly part, as we say, aton nafachto bi, blown into me, she'ein la kates v'tichla, she has no end, no finish. V'haraya, what's the proof that there's no way that the nefesh alikis leaves the person? The evidence is Shafilu Poshe Yisrael, that even sinners of Israel, Adayin Ha'ava Hi B'Shlemus, as the pasuk continues there, the love is still B'Shlemus. Sha'arei Somuni Noitrim Noitre Sakar Romim. They made me into a watchman of the orchard, because the fact that they put the nefesh habahamis, nocharu b'nei imi, and samuni noitres akromim, The watch Kikol Taivas Hayetzer Hora Lahachti as Yisrael. All of the taivas of the Yetzer Hora to get the Yidden to sin is Kidei Linek V'Lekabil Chayis Magadusha. Is why does the Yetzer Hara want a Yin to sin? Because they get nurture and they receive Chayis from Kedusha when a Yid sins. So since they are putting me as a guard of the Karamim in order to fail, it means that there is still something to nurture from. It has to be Shadayin Yesh Boy Kedusha, that there is still Kedusha over there. Sha'af al pi shachata Yisraelu. Even though he is sin, he is still a Jew. So no matter what, even the chata is Yisraelu, he remains a Jew. V'oisoi koyach hagedusha sheyesh lo chinas en ketz v'tichla. That power of kedusha that there is to him, that he possesses, has no end and finish. V'al kein yochel lipshel v'lishlit beruchay. That's why he can control and dominate his spirit, v'lapich liboy minakotz minahepech alapepech, to turn his heart around from one extreme to the other extreme. V'hainu al yidei v'havaye yagia choshki, by Hashem illuminating his darkness. K'meshe kosuv seiv divra hamaschil ki'ata nedi. V'hinei pirush nocharu yuvim v'mashe kosuv b'mokom achar. And Bedibur Hamaschil v'shavti b'sholem b'inyan v'yelech chorona. So nocharu and chorona are the same. Choron Loshen nichar groini, my throat was dried out. Choron becomes rino, even though it's a hey and a ches, they are interchanged. She's hapich liboy chulu tis ale hanefesh liyos. The nefesh will be elevated, just like over there from Choron the rino, from the Nacharu v'Nava k'alei Keder Chulu. Ayim Ashikosu the Ramaski Yitkadesh Yoyir Kinoi Yitzreno Kiishin Einoi. So over there we say that Hashochoir Sheba'ayin Shom Gilu Hariya Liyes Ayin Ba'ayin Yiru Chulu. Kitzer, see in all of these places already, like in the previous one, we also had the Kitzer comes in a parenthesis. By Oizdalel, here's a similar way over here. He has a revealed love and a hidden love. That is similar to the two madreges, the Ifanim, the Srofim. Rash ve'esh is the fire, the noise and the fire. V'zehu shcharchares, which is beis shachris. Two levels of darkness. She'ikir ha'ava einoi gluya. First of all, the love itself is not revealed, kim shchayra musuteres, but rather it's black and hidden. V'oid, and further, shemechusa the nefesh habahamis, in the nefesh habahamis. It's covered in the sack of the animal soul. Ba'afapikein altar uni ki, they don't tiruni. Why? Al tiruni. Kalashachrus aleph hatirut, for the first magna tirut sheshes of Tanya Shemesh. There the answer is the Shemesh has darkness. Shesheresh ava me'esh levono. And the toiv lignois b'chinas eish choyra, it's good to have eish choyra. While shachris habeis u'inyan, on the second shachris u'inyan b'nei imi nocharubi. That's the idea of b'nei imi nocharubi. B'kdei shemi b'chinas choron yeh b'chinas rino. That from choron there should be the level of